This video is about the War of the Kingdoms between K182 and K497. The stakes are high, as losses will not be resurrected this time. On the other hand, obtained merit, as well as the number of battle and bravery tokens, are increased by 15%. The situation became even more sensitive as the glorious battle was still going on at the same time and heading into its final phase. After finishing the race in glorious battle, we were ready for KvK and saw SRA, the leading alliance of K497, as obvious opponent. In addition, we saw a small squad of the Grey Army, where a player with 7 billion in power stood out in particular. While we were still discussing our options and debating whether the 7B player would give up his bubble, our opponent from K497 already made his first move and captured our King's Landing. A quick spy report showed a female cavalry formation from the player SRA Tanum, and we decided to look for his castle before jumping into the action. We systematically scanned the area, and 2 or 3 minutes later, we spotted him. So let's get it started. Without his lord and his main formation defending his castle, Tanum suffered devastating losses. The backup formation gave him neither decent combat stats nor any kind of synergy. Beat therefore had no issues cutting through Tanum's cavalry with his powerful spear formation. Tanum recognized that he was in trouble and withdrew his army from King's Landing, but Beat already went for his second strike. Hiding the remaining high-tier troops left 17.5 million T2 for defense, and all but the rerouted were eliminated. When Tanum finally had his main formation back in his castle, he tried to escape, but Beat already launched a third strike, and another impact was inevitable. The lack of high-tier forces was too significant to withstand Beat's attack. It would have been interesting to meet Tanum at full strength. However, Beat has a troop and a synergy counter by using Peter Baelish. He also has a clear advantage in advisors and the commander's weapons. First opponent destroyed, and Beat found his next target. He attacked a bow castle, likely intended as a trap castle. A solid amount of T4 and T3, but no T5. On top of that, bowmen are typically weak against spearmen, so Beat's power was far too high to cause it meaningful damage. Being blockaded by the Dragon Sapphire certainly didn't stop him from completely eliminating the second opponent as well. After the first hour, we had gained a decisive advantage and weakened the opponent considerably. We were hoping for further opportunities, but our early dominance appeared to have left an impression. SRA's members chose to focus on gathering resources to gain points, and our attempts to present Biff Malibu as a potential target for the Grey Army squad was met with silence. With no further activity for another hour, we decided to step away and get some sleep. We would regroup after breakfast, refreshed, and plan our next actions. We had to acknowledge that K497 consistently used their numerical advantage and steadily gathered resources to take the lead. It was up to us to launch a counterattack. Pressed into action, we decided to capture and reinforce King's Landing on K497. Without any vulnerable targets, our best option to take the lead again and widen the gap was to stack up reinforcements with high-tier troops. In the next few hours, we made sure that our opponent would end up trailing behind us, even with their relentless gathering efforts. Still constantly searching for targets, Biff Malibu found some small opponents in between and jumped at the opportunity. The targets weren't much of a challenge, but they provided easy points, merits, and some resources, so he wouldn't complain. Once we had built up a large enough lead, we decided to retreat. There was no longer any reason to risk our troops. We would need them for the upcoming clashes in glorious battle. And it proved to be the right decision because we suddenly discovered someone totally unexpected. Joseph from the FFS Alliance, a very strong spearman we had to deal with on our map in glorious battle and knew how dangerous he was. It's unclear if he came online too late, didn't find us before, or held back because of glorious battle. In any case, he made sure his presence was noticed with style. Ultimately, it didn't matter to us. We emerged victorious from this KvK and were able to avoid any major losses. Now it was time to get rest, enjoy the level 5 diamond mines, and prepare for the next fights. Thanks for watching, and see you on the battlefield.